Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Tim Kinzer, and I'm here with Fatal, and we're back. And
Yes,
it's been a while.
and this needs to stop. Are we gonna keep calling it "This Needs to Stop"? Though
Uh,
we might. We might change it. Who
it's up in the
knows?
air.
It might stay the same. It's been probably a year,
It's been
probably more than a
close
year.
to a year.
I
If
mean,
not over, if not yet, it's right there on the cusp.
yeah. I mean, I know that literally the video, the last video we had was talking about how we were gonna keep stay to a schedule. So that video aged real well.
That schedule lasted for
Yeah.
that video.
Oh yeah, dude. So where are we at right now? Well, I'm in college, which means I have a roommate. I have actually two roommates, which means if you hear anything in this recording, that's because they're in the building with me, and hopefully, because one of them isn't here right now, and they won't be here for the rest of the day. But one of them might yell at me. Who knows?
I'm also in college, but I'm living at home, so if you hear anything on my end, it's probably a 3-year-old, but we're gonna
And
fight through this.
yeah, we're gonna try. We expect the show to be like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's what I guesstimated it to be for the comeback
So,
episode.
Yeah,
The grand
and
reopening of
we
the
don't know
Krusty
about we don't
Krab.
know about the schedule yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, but
That's
we
good.
don't know about the schedule yet. But it could be once a week, could be once every other week. It's just really down to our schedules. But I
Exactly.
think we're here and we're ready to. We're mixing it up a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit more about real things and things that we actually care about.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a couple of these episodes that we did record that are now gone. I believe all the videos are gone, but
Yeah.
we didn't really care much about them. We're going to try and have videos where we have different views, because although Tim and I are good friends, we don't, of course, agree with everything, which I think is healthy for a relationship.
Yeah. I think
But
we can both agree though that our best video on the first season of the podcast was
oh yeah,
the
we're doing
Leafy
seasons
video,
now.
because
Yeah,
that was
that
something
video was
we
pretty
were
good.
interested in and we had fun talking about, and that was something that the other videos didn't have in common with that. So we decided to completely reboot and change what we were doing, because it wasn't that fun for us either, to be honest.
Yeah,
Just
and
talking.
it just became a chore, and we just relied on a lot of YouTube beef, which really, I mean, it got stale after a while because
Ironically,
that
we're
Leafy
talking
thing
about again today,
dragged
but
on forever. Oh yeah, but this one I feel like is a rightful cause, and I feel like we're gonna enjoy this episode. So today we're gonna be talking a little bit about Battlefield 5, what's going on with DICE and EA, a little bit about Pewdiepie versus T-Series, the great war on YouTube right now, and
Civil War.
I guess those are our two big topics.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started, Fatal. I think you know a little bit more about this than I do, so can you explain what's going on with Battlefield 5 right now, and I'll just jump in if I can think of anything.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to. So I'm a big Battlefield fan. I started playing Battlefield back in Battlefield 3.
Yeah.
And, I loved the game because it felt like it was a massive battle. At some points you could get so immersed in it that you think that this is an actual conflict that actually matters and means something. And I believe that my favorite game right now, and it's been my favorite game for a while, is Battlefield 4. Now that game was terrible on launch, but now that it's been refined,
My first
the
ever
servers,
Battlefield.
right, Battlefield 4. And I think that game is really good. I think that's like peak Battlefield. A lot of people say Bad Company 2. I didn't play Bad Company 2, but I feel like if you don't like Battlefield 4, you don't like the Battlefield formula, which is
Yeah.
completely fine. A lot of people like, more Twitch shooters like Call of Duty, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like both, but I feel like I like Battlefield because it's a little bit more immersive. So Battlefield 1 came out 2 years ago, and that game was plagued with a couple issues. One was it just didn't have enough content.
Yeah,
and
the customization wasn't there.
Yeah, it was really a stark contrast to Battlefield 4, because you go on Battlefield 4 and there's probably 50, 60 weapons in the game. You go on Battlefield 1 and there's probably like 20.
But you limit yourself terribly when you go to the older you go, you limit yourself with customization. Like, you lose attachments and you lose weapons.
But I still love that game. I think I put over 150 hours into it. I loved their operations mode, but that was probably the first sign that Battlefield was changing, because Battlefield's developers, DICE, it's a Swedish company. They're a smaller company. They're not tiny, but they're not as large as, say, Treyarch. So when they're tasked with making a Battlefield, they went on record saying that Battlefield 4 took about 3 years to make. And now that EA has rebooted Star Wars, that means that DICE is pumping out one game a year, which I don't think is possible with any publishing or any development team. I don't think it's possible even if you just do Call of Duty, because even Call of Duty has 2-year cycles.
Yeah.
So, Treyarch and Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer, they get 2 years, even 3 years, because a lot of game developers actually start their new project as soon as they release their current one, right? So Black Ops 4 just came out. They're probably already working on Black Ops 5, for instance. So
because there's no more original ideas.
Right, yeah, they're just copy and paste the same game. It's whatever, though. So DICE, they've went to this model which is kind of similar to a Call of Duty model, where it's essentially different maps, a different setting, but it's not a super, I don't know, deep game.
Yeah, there's not much variety.
Right, I think there's only 8 maps in the game. They brought back operations, but they changed it a little bit. They just made everything a little bit more.
You could tell they spent less time.
Right. They spent less time. And there's about the same amount of weapons as Battlefield 1, which was a big issue in Battlefield 1. And the servers are absolutely awful in Battlefield 5. And I feel like that's where... I feel like Battlefield 5 is the Battlefield that's going to kill the franchise. Because EA is not going to let DICE take 2 years off from making Star Wars. Because I'm sure Battlefront 3... is going to come out. Yeah. And as soon as Battlefront 3 comes out in 2019, then in 2020 we're going to go ahead and get another Battlefield game, which is probably going to be a Modern Warfare game. But
the launch issues, though, were also there with Battlefield 1, so it's
right.
DICE,
and I don't understand what's so hard about it. I just... Like, you know how many players are going to purchase Battlefield 5, and their servers are A, crashing all the time, and B, half the time it seems like there was a mix of too many servers and not enough servers, because I watched Angry Joe's Battlefield 5 review, which is what a lot of this is coming from. He would get into games in Conquest, which is the most popular Battlefield mode, and it would just be him. And that is a week after launch. Yeah. So
and then new
the game is just bad.
Going on sale for half off a week after launch.
Right. In pre-order or purchasing, I don't know how to phrase this. Sales are down close to 40% in the UK, which of course we don't have US stats because I don't think that EA will release that, but they did release sales numbers for the United Kingdom, and so they're down 40% from Battlefield 1, which was not a great selling Battlefield. It did sell well, but it didn't break Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which was
its best chance.
Probably the worst selling Call of Duty in a while.
Players played the beta. Like, people understood, and players of Battlefield are used to the early launch issues. DICE killed themselves early on with the PR for the game. That's where they lost.
Yes, and this is what's so frustrating. So if somehow you don't know, because I'm sure a lot of people don't even know Battlefield 5 is out because of how terrible the marketing was.
Exactly.
There is a woman displayed on it's basically the art photo, the cover art for the game,
Yeah.
and she's one of the main characters in the
Story mode.
Story
War
mode.
stories,
But there's
whatever
like
they call
multiple
them.
stories. It's war stories. So if you play Battlefield 1, you know.
Yeah.
And it was this weird situation because Battlefield was always kind of it always kind of tries to market itself as a realistic shooter, as historically accurate. And so when you had a woman into World War II, and I don't believe she's French, because that would have been the only place where women were really in combat, was like the French resistance. But it didn't matter that there was a woman in the game necessarily. It mattered because DICE and EA marketed it as a realistic, faithful recreation of World War II, but they also got upset when players showed them what they just said.
That's
it was like, hey,
that's what did it for me. I was fine. Like the woman on the cover, the metal arm, I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, bruh, she's a cyborg. Like that's sick. I don't play games for realism. Like I just like it to look cool and be
right. And
fun,
I feel like a lot of
right?
people don't.
And so I wasn't triggered by like the woman on the cover or the woman in World War II, even if she was American. But the way DICE just clapped back at their fan base, who had, I guess, genuine. I mean, obviously some of them were bigoted responses, but you can't say every single person was mad that it was a woman. A lot of people were mad simply because it was marketed as a realistic thing, and then when what they got wasn't a realistic product. And then DICE responded like every single person that was mad at them was just a sexist, misogynistic person.
And the EA CEO said, if you're upset, don't buy the game. I don't care. And I guess people actually listened to him, which is why there's abysmal sales going on. That's why it's down to $40. And that's why this is probably going to be the worst selling Battlefield game ever. Maybe the first Battlefield was bad, but I mean, as far as sales, I think it's definitely going to be lower than like Battlefield 3 or 4 or even 1.
The only thing I can think right now that can save it is if that Battle Royale mode is fucking fantastic.
But it's okay. So first of all, it's coming spring 2019.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is 6 months away.
They didn't even mark it that way.
Right.
I thought it was coming out on release.
And speaking of that, okay, so there are War Stories, which is the single-player campaign. 3 of them are out right now. One of them is locked. I think it's unlocked now. I think it was early December, which at the time we're recording this is December 5th. It might be released now, but we're talking 50% of the campaign, or
25?
excuse me, 25%. 25% of the campaign was not available on launch. A major multiplayer mode was not available on launch. It's just the game was unfinished.
What was it called? Tides of War?
Yeah, Tides of War. That was December 4th, so it should be out now. Yeah. But
it doesn't matter. Why wasn't it there on launch, DICE? You even delayed the game.
You delayed the game. I wonder what it would have been like.
So what was the game? Was it 50? Were 2 War Stories gone? If it came out,
I don't think that it would have. I don't think
they delayed
putting it in November made it sell any better.
I think that their only reason they delayed it was to try and get the game out of that death box in between Black Ops 4 and Red Dead that it put itself into. And then Battlefield 5 had it handed to, because the biggest release next to it was Fallout 76, and that game flopped.
Yeah, that game's garbage.
So Battlefield 5, they made a perfect decision by postponing it, and it still didn't sell because they couldn't market.
I mean, it's embarrassing because even the PR. Okay, so yeah, this could quite possibly be the end of Battlefield for at least 5 years. If I was EA right now, I would go ahead and let DICE develop a Battlefield for
as long as it takes.
At least 3 years. At least 3 years. I mean, we're talking Red Dead took probably, 7 years?
Something like that, yeah.
And that game's amazing. So if they want an amazing game that's... I know Red Dead is not the same, but it has insane levels of detail, great storytelling. If you could just implement that into a Battlefield game, because historically Battlefield campaigns, excluding Battlefield 1, were garbage. Battlefield 3's campaign was pretty bad. Battlefield 4's I didn't even finish because that one's terrible.
And everyone just acts like Hardline never even came out.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, we're not even gonna talk about Hardline. Hardline probably sold better than this, and it's probably a better game. It probably had more content. But I mean, it's just it's frustrating because the best Battlefield out right now that you can play on the Xbox
Came
One
out
is
in 2014.
Yeah, I think Battlefield 4. I think Battlefield 4 is the best Battlefield.
Yeah.
That you can play on the Xbox One.
Without
Battlefield
backwards
3.
compatible.
Right. In Battlefield 3, people got mad because Battlefield 4 is basically just like a refined version of Battlefield 3. But I wouldn't complain if they took Battlefield 4, reskinned everything, swapped all the weapons out, and then just called it Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been that upset because at least there's content in there.
Yeah.
And I've heard the game is really fun. I'm getting the game for Christmas, but I almost don't want to support this juggernaut of a publishing company because they don't give a fuck about the fans. They don't care. They straight told them to not buy the game.
I mean,
they told their customers not to buy it and that they don't care.
You use that Red Dead comparison. It's like EA pumps out just yearly Maddens, yearly FIFAs, yearly sports games, and they pump out these semi-yearly Battlefield games. And in between those Battlefield games, they have Star Wars games. And every single one of those games has pay-to-win, pay-to-win pieces to it, where if you if you buy something, you're going to get an advantage over someone. So they're making money off the game, and then they're making tons and tons of more money off those microtransactions, which is just pushing them towards making worse and worse games, which is what Battlefield 5 is the result of.
And they're not giving DICE enough time.
They're not at all.
These Battlefront games, okay.
Battlefront 2 has actually I actually enjoyed it last time we went back and played I played it for the first time in like 7 months last week, and it was so much more enjoyable.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game for like 10, 20 hours. But the issue is that EA forces microtransactions down DICE's throat, and they say you have to implement pretty much a pay to win progression system into Battlefront 2.
I mean, because then that hurts the newer players, because someone like me joins in who hasn't played in 7 months, doesn't have any star cards, and I'm immediately at a disadvantage than all the people who have been playing.
Because you got this guy who's got the faster health regen purple card who regens their health twice as fast as you.
Yeah.
And now, okay, I commend DICE because they did remove loot boxes from Battlefront.
Temporarily.
You can no longer get star cards. No, permanently now. I mean, they did. So, yeah, we're talking on launch. They did temporarily remove them. They added them back in like January. Mm-hmm. Then around in spring of 2017, they released an update, which was like a progression update. So they added a progression system into the game that should have been there on launch.
Yeah.
And it's too little too late. I mean, yes, it's great for the new players, but who is now buying Battlefront 2?
No one.
Who's just now buying the game? Nobody is, because everybody still has that notion in their head that it's a pay-to-win game.
I mean, people got burned twice. They bought Battlefront 1,
right.
It was just a shell of a game. And they bought Battlefront 2, and they felt cheated again with the microtransactions. And Battlefield 2 had a controversy at launch, too. This is a common factor for EA games. Battlefield 2 has the massive microtransactions where it's, 40 hours to unlock one hero. Battlefield 5 comes out, EA CEO is calling the player base foreheads, basically. It's a common trend that EA is just fucking with their player base, and they're not getting punished for it until now, where Battlefield 5 sales are down the drain, and it hurts a good franchise and a good development company that I think DICE is. DICE doesn't deserve this.
Right, and this is coming from somebody. I loved Battlefront 1, but I can't defend it because the game was super shallow.
I hated Battlefront 1.
And I love Battlefront 2. I play the game almost every day. I'm I don't know. I guess because I'm just a Star Wars fan. But I understand. I'm not blind to the fact that the game is pretty void of content. And that is what they're doing to Battlefield. And I feel like Battlefield was the opposite. Battlefield was always shown to have more content than Call of Duty. But I think Call of Duty this year has more content than Battlefield 5, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because at least they have a working Battle Royale mode that people like, and they have a whole new multiplayer system where they do like the health, and Battlefield 5 actually kind of, I don't want to say copied, because of course they were thinking about this a year before it was released, but they have the same, like, no auto regen. And I heard that Battlefield 5 is a fun game, but it's shallow and there's a lot of problems with it. So I just, and DICE, they've made great games, man. They've shown that they can make good content, but when you work a company so hard,
I mean, there's
EA
no
does,
reason that one development company should have two of the biggest IPs in games.
Right.
And they should be forced to pump out one game, like one of those every 2 years. There's no way you're going to get an effective game. EA.
Who is asking for that?
Exactly.
Who says they need one? They need a Battlefield every other year, and they need a Star Wars every other year. How about you have 2 years in between them? If you want to keep them both with DICE, then you do Battlefield 1.
Years.
Right, Battlefield 1 in 2018, and then Star Wars Battlefront 2 in either 2020 or 2021, and then you have Battlefield 5 in 2024. Bam.
Or get another development company to work on it. EA has so much money.
Yeah. I think that because Respawn Entertainment, the company that made Titanfall, it was purchased by EA, and they're working on a new Star Wars game that's releasing in 2019.
Yeah.
Is that going to be Battlefront 3? We don't know. It's probably not. It's probably going to be the Old Republic 2 or whatever.
I thought they confirmed it to be like an RPG type thing.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see anything in the article, but who knows? Who knows what EA is going to do? Because they have to be feeling this backlash. Their stocks took a hit. Their stock price took a hit.
EA is on a noticeable trend where even with their sports games, is that every year, every new release, they're shelling out, they're taking away more and more and charging the same price to see how much they can get away with.
And I think because Battlefield 1 was not nearly as good a game as Battlefield 4, but it still sold and people were fine with it. But I think that this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Because Battlefield 5, I don't think is marketably much worse than Battlefield 1 as far as content. But I think it's just people got tired of it, and they got sick of shells of games. But
which is what EA is just pumping out.
I feel like EA doesn't learn, though, so they will go ahead and they're going to release another Battlefield here in 2 years. So at least Battlefield 6 might have that Battle Royale game off the start.
When you sit back and think, is there a game in recent memory? Because I've got one that comes to mind that has just been a complete failure at launch to this degree. Because I got two, because I've got H1Z1 when it switched to free-to-play. Absolutely died. Killed itself. And then the Culling 2, when that released. I don't know if you remember that whole thing.
Oh, I remember
the Culling
that.
2 released, and like 3
like
days
100
into
people
its
bought the
release,
game,
it had
dude.
like 3 people playing.
Yeah.
But never with a AAA company like this has that. I can't think of anything. Maybe the Infinite Warfare trailer was
But I mean,
like
the
that,
game
but
still
even the
sold.
game-
Infinite Warfare still sold.
Yeah, partly because Modern Warfare was bundled with it, but it's still sold.
But I mean, still.
I mean, if EA
And did that really
knew
change COD though?
They didn't have a game. They didn't have a full game. So they could have pulled the Activision and remastered a game like Battlefield 4, Bad Company 2, and bundled it with it. That's how they should have sold Battlefield 5. The same way they sold
totally
Infinite
should've.
Warfare. But they didn't, because that would have cost EA. That would have cost EA more money.
Well, I think we've driven that conversation into the ground.
I think so too.
So now we're on a Pewdiepie versus T-Series.
The Civil War, driving.
So I believe, can I look up Social Blade right now? Hold on.
That's Let me.
I don't want to use my.
I got YouTube open right
okay.
now, so let me just.
You got it, bro.
If you look up Pewdiepie, his thing should pop up, that little live stream. Let's see, the current sub count. Let me mute this before I blow my ears out. Okay, the current sub count is 74. Pewds is at 74,400,000. T-Series is at 74 million, roughly.
Okay, so he's got a full 100,000.
He's got 400,000. Oh, it says it right there. He's got a 400,000. He's got a 417,000 subscriber lead.
Wow, what an icon!
And it's just, it's at this point, it's gone back.
I've never seen the community come together to support one cause.
At this,
like PewDiePie,
exactly. And
retaining his title. But I mean, even if he gets overpassed, I don't even know if that's the word, but
him.
If he gets surpassed by T-Series, it doesn't really mean anything because that's not a YouTuber. It's just a company.
Corporation, yeah.
It's like if Justin Bieber Vivo passed him. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I feel like he just shitposts on his account, but people still sub for some reason.
I think the issue is that, I mean, T-Series, when you look at their views, if you just look at it objectively, it looks like T-Series is subbotting. And I think that's where people have the issue.
How many views do they have per video?
If you look at them, most of them struggle to get 1 million with that sub count.
And how many videos they release a day?
I'm loading up their channel right now. But it's, so let's see, T-Series uploaded, let's go to their recent uploads. T-Series uploaded 14 hours ago as 263,000. 20 hours ago, 91,000. 22 hours ago, 105,000. Let's see, their last video to get 1 million views, 1 day ago, 24 million. But then in between that, they've got ones like, let's see, if you go back, like one week ago, 464K. But they have 74 million subscribers.
Right, and even
2 weeks ago, 168,000.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, 86,000. 2 weeks ago, 49,000. Like, it doesn't make sense. A channel with 74 million
even a dead channel with like 50 million subs would still get like
100,000 views a video.
700,000.
Yeah,
I would say 700,000.
Yeah.
But is it a case of they just upload like 6 videos a day?
Let's see, 14, 20, 20. It looks like three a day.
I mean, yeah, they're probably subbotting.
Like, the peak of Minecraft, like Vicstar123 would upload 3 videos a day when he was like on that grind.
Don't talk about that guy.
And he would get more views than that. So it's not the amount they're pushing out. It just doesn't look like they're legitimate people.
So you think people are do you think they're subbotting, or you think people are subbotting for them? Do you think people are buying subs for them, or do you think T-Series is doing it?
Here's I don't know, because I feel like if it's obvious to everyone else that they're doing it, I feel like YouTube would have done something. But so I feel like it's someone inside of T-Series, or I feel like it's someone outside doing it, because I feel like that's the only reason YouTube wouldn't have taken down the channel. Because I feel like
that's
if they
so
could prove
weird.
that it was them, then they would be taken down. But why would someone else subbot for a channel? To say India number one? Like, but what it comes down to is, if they don't get taken down, is there a way PewDiePie can stay in the league?
I don't think so.
Or does he get passed no matter what?
I think he's eventually going to get passed, because when all this dies down, because he's probably going to get passed here in like a month or two.
Yeah.
I feel like he's never going to be able to retake it, because there's just too many people in India that now have access to YouTube and technology.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. There's over 1 billion people there. And even if everybody in America subbed to PewDiePie, they'd get like
it would,
1/3 of the population of India.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great to look at, but I feel like he's going to get passed. And when he gets passed, I feel like everybody's going to be a little bit sad. But I feel like PewDiePie's gone on record saying he doesn't like being the biggest channel.
Yeah.
Because he gets a lot of shit. And it's understandable. He's not in this year's YouTube Rewind, which is weird. Why would you not have your biggest creator, the one who passed 74 million subs?
I mean, he's a bit of a controversial guy for those.
So is YouTube just done with him? Do you think YouTube's just done with him?
I think they are, which I think could also partially lead into why they're not taking down T-Series. I think they want a different face. I don't think they want PewDiePie
but
to stay
even
as
if
the
T-Series wins, bro, it's not like they're a face. It would make sense if like Logan Paul was at 80 million.
But I feel like YouTube doesn't like the fact that the guy with so many controversies in his past, like with the PUBG thing, and then the Hitler thing, which I don't think was that bad, but I mean the PUBG thing was
I don't
fucked
think
up,
any.
but the
I don't
Hitler
think
thing wasn't
anything.
bad.
Yeah, the only thing that I think was bad, a bad look, bad for the brand, was when he dropped the N-word.
Yeah.
But other than that, I feel like
But I
everything
think
else
that
was
was,
just.
and they were already low on him, so
yeah,
I
that
think
was just terrible timing.
I don't think they want
Terrible
him
timing.
as the number one. Like I don't think they want to have like that as their guy. I think they would rather have this corporation, then they can pander to other corporations and try and get more money from them to promote their content with ads and stuff and say, hey, look at these guys, they boosted up and became the biggest channel.
Yeah, but then people are going to look at the fact that they have like 150,000 views a video. You know, it's just weird. I don't. Are they going to send him something for 100 million? Because they said they were going to, but that was before they hated him.
Yeah.
So
they still haven't given him back.
Are they going to? I think PewDiePie will hit him 100 million. Probably. I don't know. It's been like a year and a half since he hit 50 million. So maybe like 2 years he'll be at 100 million.
I think
T-Series will probably be at like 110.
I think the only reason that I would say he would be able to hold on to the spot, but the way the internet works is eventually people are gonna start turning and just supporting T-Series to be trolls, and like just
if they're not already
subscribing to T-Series just because they're tired of seeing people say sub to PewDiePie. Like right now, I think the Mr. Beast thing where he keeps promoting PewDiePie is like some of the highest quality stuff that I've watched because it's just hilarious. Oh, yeah. But eventually, people
in the printer thing that was good memes.
Yeah, people are gonna. The Markiplier video was great, but eventually, people are gonna get bored of it, and people are gonna just start going to T-Series in spite of PewDiePie, and I think that's when he's gonna lose it. But if the community stays together, like it is, if the community stays how it is right now, and just stays like this until T-Series sort of slows down, I think he'll hold on. But I don't see the likeliness of that happening.
Okay, I need to see, because T-Series, how long have they been on YouTube?
Oh God, I don't
because
even
it seems
know.
like I
haven't
just
heard
now
of them
heard
until
about
this
them.
year, until just recently,
Right.
Until they got close to him. They have
So really
they have
glad.
almost 13,000 videos. Let's see.
Yeah,
when
they
was
just
uploaded?
spam, dude. That's it.
That channel was created in 2006. They have 54 trillion total views. Like it's definitely a. I mean, what, they've been on YouTube longer than Philip DeFranco.
I mean, I don't even understand what this is, because there's no America series. So
I mean,
I don't get what this is, because it's just like a bunch of. Is it just like music videos?
it's
just
like I think it's music from movies and stuff, like Indian, like Bollywood movies. I don't even know.
I'm Better Now video with lyrics.
Like it's just
lyrical
it's music,
video.
movie video, audio song.
Why is everybody subbing to this?
It's like
That's the question.
It's like it's Indian Vivo. Like if you just go to like, I don't even know. I'm gonna type in Vivo in the YouTube, see what I get. They have 17 million subscribers, but it's like what that would be if Vivo just posted music. Like it's what it is. Like they're just posting music videos and they're exploding. I think. Remember how back in when YouTube first started, like if you lived in a certain region, like you would get recommended channels and they would auto sub you sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that could be what happened, because isn't YouTube new to India?
Yeah.
So I think
believe so.
People are creating accounts and they're getting auto subscribed. Was one of my other theories. Because
I know that when you start a new YouTube account, it like auto subs to you like YouTube help or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it auto subs you to a couple channels, and that might be what's going on, because it doesn't make sense that they have 74 million and their latest video has 265,000 views.
Yeah.
There's in no way should you be getting 100,000 views a video.
It doesn't make sense.
It's weird. Something's fishy, bro. Something's going on.
I don't see how logically. And I don't think YouTube's gonna do anything about it if they are cheating to get ahead, because I think they have a grudge against PewDiePie. So I do think he's screwed with that spot.
But like, can we just take a second and just kind of appreciate how long he's been at the top?
And how many different like transformations he's gone through too.
Right. I don't understand. Okay, so first of all, I don't understand how he's the largest channel, because honestly, his
old content
kind of
was rough.
Yeah, his old content's kind of terrible.
What was it? Amnesia that he blew up off of?
Amnesia, was it Outlast? It wasn't Outlast, was it? I don't really know.
I think Amnesia and Happy Wheels, maybe. I don't know if he did Happy Wheels, but I know for a fact Amnesia was one of those games that blew him up. But Amnesia blew a lot of people up, and not to his degree.
Not to 74 million, dude. Why? Okay, why did you subscribe to PewDiePie? Because I subscribed to PewDiePie probably like a year ago, back when he started. I subscribed to him
just recently as well, like 6 months ago. Right. I want to say I saw something. I think it was after the Wall Street Journal stuff. And then I went and watched a couple of his videos because he was in the news so heavy, and I was like, what's going on with this guy? I mean, I've heard of him obviously, but I never watched his videos. Like, I never thought he was funny. And then I went and watched like meme review and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is way better.
Because like, that's good content.
Yeah, like I enjoyed like the meme review stuff, and that's why I subscribed.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I like his content too, but it seems like that content could be made
by anyone
on a channel that makes that has 100,000 subs or even less.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know.
Is it a case of people that are just subbing because he's the largest channel?
At this point now, people are solely subbing just to keep him ahead of T-Series.
Right.
Like his last 5 million subscribers, majority just subbing just to keep him ahead of T-Series. In my opinion, because I don't he was not growing this fast before T-Series caught up to him.
No, I think he was hovering around 68 million before this whole thing happened.
And then he got boosted up once they got close. And I think it's just people picking a side of the battle and just subbing to him for the sake. But he still gets more views. Like, he gets 10 to 20 million views a video.
Yeah, I'm very kind of amused at what's going on.
But there's people with so much higher quality content.
Right. And then that's what's weird, is that there are YouTubers that deserve 50 million subs at least that are just not recognized because YouTube's algorithm just doesn't like them.
Like, there's people that
and then
put
there's
so much more
channels
work.
Right, and there's channels like PewDiePie, and no offense, to anybody that likes PewDiePie.
No offense, he has a hustle, and his hustle works. It even works for me. I watch the videos.
I mean, he literally uploaded a video a couple days ago, which is watch this video in 2 times speed, which is just the video in half speed, so he did it to 21 minutes. 7.7 million views, this guy.
He found a hustle.
He shit posts, dude. A week ago, they did surgery on a grape. That's one of his videos. 98.2% cannot solve this. Bitch lasagna.
I'm trying to think, just off the top of my head, there's channels it's a massive channel, but channels like Game Theory, you can tell they put so much more work into their videos than he does. And he has 1/7
in animation channels,
like Odd Ones Out and stuff. Yeah. They put so much more work. The Odd Ones Out probably spends the amount of time it takes Felix to make 10 videos. Odd Ones Out probably spends making 1. And he has.
And that's not even. I don't dislike PewDiePie's stuff. I'm just kind of confused. Okay, because if you sub to him because he played video games, which he did 2 or 3 years ago,
that was the big thing on YouTube a couple years,
right
back a while ago. That was.
But now, he doesn't make gaming videos anymore.
Yeah.
He just does meme review and shit posts. Yeah. Which his videos are funny. I watch his videos, but
are they worth 74 million subscribers?
No.
The effort that's put into that, it doesn't.
I don't think
the numbers don't balance out. I don't know.
But people are watching his content. I mean, we can look comparing it to T-Series. So this last video that came out 8 hours ago has nearly 4 million views.
Yeah.
Yesterday a video came out 5 million views. So he releases either 1 or 2 videos a day, and they don't ever dip below 2 million.
Yeah.
And that should be what T-Series is, unless people are just subbing and not watching the content.
Or being auto-subbed, yeah.
Or being auto-subbed, or sub-bots. But, I don't know, dude. I feel like And you know what else is sad? I like going on channels that are dead.
Yeah, and just looking at them.
And looking at them, because there are a couple dead channels. I'm not going to name any of them, but they have...
Beijing Canadian.
You know. Oh, yeah. Basherverse?
Beijing Canadian
that guy's not even
is my
uploading
favorite YouTuber, boys. Oh my god, I would watch him religiously every night. And he is dead as a doornail.
We got fucking channels where there's like 1.5 million subs and they get like 10,000 views a video. Okay, so one of these is Toby Turner.
Oh my god, throwback. His career was ruined by that girl that like accused him of that thing.
And was she telling the truth?
I don't know.
We don't even
know. For all we know,
Turner,
he got Kavanagh.
I don't know if... Yeah, okay, so Toby Turner, this is his vlog channel, 1.8 million subscribers. 3 days ago, he uploaded 5,000 views.
God, that's tragic. That's rough.
9,000 views, 6,000 views. Doesn't break 10,000 views. Still hasn't broken 10,000 views. I'm going to months.
God, that's 5,000 views is a feasible number a year. View number for a channel with like 10,000 subs. You could expect to get 5,000 views. 1.5 mil, and he can't pull 10,000 views in his
video. His video, his first video to break 10,000 views is from 10 months ago.
Jesus.
His channel's dead, and honestly, if I was in his position, I would just stop uploading.
Yeah.
Because it's embarrassing.
Unless he likes it. I mean, in which case, you do you.
Yeah, if you like it, then fine.
But
this is your vlog channel.
I feel like at some point when you have that many subs, you just do it as an obligation. But if no one's watching, like, there's no point.
Like, I mean... Yeah, if you like your content, then go for it. We can.
And for all we know, we don't watch it. It could be high quality content, like with editing. Like,
I watched one of his vlogs.
Oh, just recently?
I stumbled across this. Yeah, so I watched this because he went. It was 2 months ago, and then 2 weeks ago, and then 3 days ago. So I watched the one from 2 months ago, and it was just him buying groceries and just talking. And honestly, that content was probably popular in like 2016. But
not even then, because Casey Neistat blew up in 2016, didn't he? Casey Neistat.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like
that's like 2014, 2013 popular.
He hasn't uploaded on his main channel, which is Tobuscus, which has 6.2 million subs. He hasn't uploaded in a month. There he's averaging 50,000 views.
Yeah.
So that's just sad to me.
Yeah.
But
seeing all those people
he secured the bag and he's gone.
He did secure the bag though.
We
will never know if that girl was telling the truth or not.
We won't. And what happened to the end of that?
I don't even know what happened to it. I know Philip DeFranco made a video about it. That's how I discovered Philip DeFranco, from that video.
But I don't know. I feel like his career was ended
by an
and
accusation.
whether that was a true accusation or not, it shows the power of accusations, which we're not even going to get into because that's not the point. But
yeah, that's sad to say that for another
episode. We're talking about dead channels. We're talking about PewDiePie versus T-Series. How T-Series is definitely sub-botting, but they're not even view-botting to make it look like it's...
they're not even trying.
Fair. I mean, I don't know. Do you have anything else to add? Because we are reaching...
I think
we got 45 minutes of raw audio, but it's probably like 40 minutes.
Yeah. I think we have successfully isolated ourselves and made a very controversial video if we ever blow up. People go back to this
because
one.
then you know we got homies mad at me.
We for all general purposes just trashed PewDiePie for a good 10 minutes in his content.
Okay, but I like his content, but it doesn't deserve to be at 75 million.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't deserve
There's channels that are more deserving.
And if you say that, you're lying to yourself.
It's true. It's true.
I could make... Okay, everybody says this. I could be a YouTuber, but literally I think anyone can make a PewDiePie style channel.
And he doesn't... It's not like he edits it either. He doesn't even edit it.
Yeah, he has an editor that's working for him, which I think is fine because...
I think it's fine, but it takes... Like, it's even less work he does.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's a good laugh. I mean, I watch PewDiePie a lot, but
I think
that's
for the future of the success of this channel, we should end it on that. and not isolate
Okay.
ourselves anymore. But
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching. I think this is a solid comeback video. I had more fun
Yeah, it
doing
feels
this
good.
video than I've had doing any of the other ones we ever did. This one just felt more comfortable, more flow to it. We were just talking about things we wanted to talk about.
Yeah. And we're not gonna make excuses like, oh, we're in, we couldn't upload. It was just because we didn't care, and hopefully this will change it.
Yeah, especially with
I
the
mean, at least
semester
once a
coming to
week,
an end.
hopefully, maybe once every other week. Just depends on what's going on in the world,
Yeah.
which the world doesn't stop. So,
So we'll try and make time.
do you want to do socials?
Yeah, let's do socials. What's yours?
I don't have anything to really link to or talk about.
I can link
but
it in the bottom.
if
I
you
can
do.
link your Twitter.
Yeah, boy. Link my Twitter. I got some spicy tweets over there.
Alright.
Don't follow me if you like grape Skittles.
All right, he is Twitter. It'll be down in the description below. He is at Daniel_Kosan. I am at Bim_Binzer. And yeah, I think that's all we have to talk about today. You have anything to add, Fatal? Or we're just gonna end it off here.
No, I don't really have anything else to add. I'm just happy we're doing this again, and hopefully we will continue to do this. We're really just making these for our own enjoyment, but if we get a following out of it, I guess that's all the better.
Exactly.
But
All right, well, thank you guys all for listening.
just
Be
kinda
sure
it.
to subscribe to the channel if you want us to upload more, and we will hopefully see you guys all again soon. Bye-bye.
bye.